What it sounds like to us is that what y'all want us to do is to figure out y'all why before we ever stop the behavior. We're asking y'all, we're trying to stop your behavior, and then we can have a conversation about why you're doing it. But the first thing you got to do is stop doing it.
These girls are lying. They are lying. They are not getting dressed up, going to the club, full face of makeup, hair extensions, eyelashes for themselves. Okay? Remove the Matrix microchip and answer the question from your honest gut, ladies. Come on. Come on, you're doing it for attention. You're doing it for attention from men. You're doing it because you naturally compete with other women. That's why you're doing it.
I'm not trying to promote modesty culture or anything. I think that's a personal choice everyone needs to make for themselves. But the women who are dressing in a way that is like so overtly sexual, like you are going to like the supermarket dressed as if you just went on stage at a strip club, like that kind of extreme, that often is a protective shield. Again, very similar to the obsessive plastic surgery of this way of like, well, if I make myself into a sex object, it gives some women a false sense of empowerment of like, I'm objectifying myself before somebody else objectifies me. And that's really a protective shield. So I realize it's counterintuitive to think of that as being a shield, but it often is, because it's like, if you lead with your body, if you lead with your sexuality, it's kind of like a way of falsely convincing yourself that if someone sexualizes you, that you had the power and you made the decision.
I don't understand why a girl needs to go out and literally have her ass out. Like, there's certain things you can't prevent. Like, if you have double D's and I wear a tank top, you can see that. But if I'm wearing normal pants, my butt's not going to be sticking out all crazy. But if you're wearing booty shorts, you know what you're doing. Again, I don't think that anybody should control what you wear. You are your own person. You are a grown-ass woman. But if you are with a girl who you don't like the way she dresses, don't get with that girl, because you are only going to hate the way she dresses along the way. And you can't change somebody who is already like that. It's kind of disrespectful, but I do understand that men have feelings, and nobody wants to be walking down with their girl while guys are gawking at them and doing all that stuff. But I will say this, guys, watch a lot of my videos. There's videos I have where I'm literally fully clothed and my videos got almost 1 million views, 300K, all that. And then there's videos where I'm sticking out my tongue and I'm acting all crazy and I get 2,000 views. So she is right when it comes to that. It doesn't matter what you have on, what you're doing. Guys are gonna fuck with you regardless. You have to be careful what you're doing and entertaining these motherfuckers. But I understand where men are coming from. If you keep putting yourself in those situations, you're gonna always have to be in those type of things. Always telling a guy, please leave me alone, please leave me alone. When you could just prevent it by not wearing certain things. Again, I'm not trying to control y'all, but have a different mindset. You're in a relationship. Change a little bit the way you act.
Ash, matter of fact, I got the perfect segue to ask. I got the perfect question for this. If there was a dude out there who was getting paws put on him as a kid, right, by his mama, and then when he grew up, he started putting paws on women, would you want us to go into that situation and ask him why and try to figure out why he's doing it? Would you want us to stop him from doing it? Both. And then we can start talking about the why. Which one would you need? Which one is critical? The stopping them from putting paws on and then talking about the why? Because that's what we do to men. When you putting paws on women, we throw your ass in jail and then we have conversations about why you did it. And then we try to fix your mind afterwards. What it sounds like to us is that what y'all want us to do is to figure out y'all why before we ever stop the behavior. We're asking y'all, we're trying to stop your behavior, and then we can have a conversation about why you're doing it. But the first thing you got to do is stop doing it.
I think that let me iterate this the best way I can. It was something that I don't even know his name, Trev, like the words are so tiny. I did want to say, like, so men will have that thought regardless, right? Even if a woman isn't showing her cleavage, say she has on something that's showing her silhouette, right? You can still have that thought. But the difference is you being able to control yourself and not speak out loud and say, damn, I want to fuck you. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference. I don't feel like just because she may have a little cleavage showing or like her silhouette showing, that gives you permission to kind of speak your thoughts out loud. You have to control yourself as well, as well. So you're saying that a woman should control how she presents herself, but I also feel like a man should be able to control his thoughts. Like keep your thoughts to yourself. And then going back to I don't know your name, Al.
Could I address that point before you get to the next?
Yeah.
So again, I'm definitely not telling women how they should dress, and I'm not the type of dude who's gonna say, yeah, because I saw your titties, I want to fuck. I'm not gonna do that. However, there's plenty of dudes who are thinking that, right? And a lot of dudes, because women present themselves in a certain way, are gonna think it's a go, right? So let's just say I go on a date, and then she got on like she's definitely showing cleavage, and then I noticed she had a thong on. No, I'm trying to fuck. That's just what it is, right? So these are just social cues that dudes are going to be looking for, and if you don't want to deal with the consequences, then you just have to be careful how you move. Do what you want, but you have to understand that there are a lot of people who don't care. There's a lot of people who are creeps and just nasty out here. So you just have to protect yourselves the most that you can.
All right, go ahead, Shan.
And I think too, one of the things that we need to do better with, and it's okay to do things in private. Like when you're doing something in your sexual life, that should be your private life, right? I think that it's so many people on the internet just boasting about, oh, I had this guy, like it's a badge of honor. It's not. It's not.
Literally the video we reacting to. That was all the women in the video we was reacting to. All of them were basically being hoes.
It
And
took us
then
2 hours.
complaining about not being protected for
Why
being
can't
hoes.
she finish her point? I don't.
But yeah, so I think I think that too is an issue. Nobody should, what you do on your personal time is your personal time. It's just you kind of make it everybody's business when you get on the internet and you start talking about it, and it's wrong. Morally it's probably going to be looked down upon, but then you just don't even care. So it's just 2 layers of it. It's just like nobody cares anymore. But it does. It's like it's not doing any good. Like you should care of how people look at you, your brand, your image, right? Okay, we don't want to control what you're doing. Do it. Just don't promote it.
They can't do the second part.
I think I agree with that to an extent. Like for me, a lot of the stuff that I may speak about is like my past, right? My past is my past, right? And that's what shaped me and gave me the perspective that I have. So one thing, I think the lady with the short haircut that was on a podcast, right? She was sitting on the couch. She was basically saying, she said when she was in college, she was 19. So I think that it's okay to speak on stuff like that when it's like the past versions of yourself, especially if you kind of just being informative. I think people are going to judge you regardless whether it's accurate or not. I'm one of those type of people that I'm me, and to know me is to love me. I don't really go around caring what a person actually thinks. I respect myself. I'm not a person that show my body like I did say, I'm a person that I might show a little cleavage, but for the most part, when I go out, I don't never have men coming up to me being disrespectful. It's an energy and how you carry yourself, how you speak. So I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing to kind of like speak on experience and stuff like that. I think I don't know. I don't feel like that's necessarily a bad thing.